Welcome to the only pod on the planet bringing together the opposing views of a massive Gooner and a serious Spurs fan. This is episode 1, and this is the Cock N Arse Podcast.
Fantastic.
So we're here. This is episode 1. I'm
Indeed.
here with my co-host Matt.
Hi, everyone. Show 1, but not really show 1, is it?
Not
it's
really.
kind of show
1.1.
It's show 1, but with like a 1 in brackets. Because you know what I mean? You know, when a player they have like make an appearance, they get the 1, and then in brackets for a substitute appearance, they get the 1 in brackets.
Right, yeah.
Or plus 1. So it's like 1 plus 1 for the Cock N Arse Podcast.
This is like
Which
this is
probably-
like deja vu.
Yeah, it's a bit deja vu, isn't it? Well, we're about 5 metres to the south of where we were before in the car park. So
Yeah. So what we're saying is that we attempted to record this previously.
we did, yeah. We did one. What was it? 7 days ago.
7 days.
7 days ago. First pod, debut kind of go for both of us, and it kind of went quite well, didn't it?
It was a killer.
What happened? It was like what, an hour and 10 minutes in length.
It was a serious recording.
Yeah, it was a real full blown, structured production, and we stopped. We finished, and really proud of what we did. To find out that we only got 8 minutes. 8 minutes of it, yeah.
But we might be putting that online. We've got a bit of a
Yeah.
teaser. We might stick it online as a bit of a treat for ourselves, if
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
else.
I was thinking about what I wanted to bring to the podcasting world of football. I mean, as you tell me, there's quite a few podcasts already out there. I just want to bring a new depth of amateurism to proceed.
That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, that's
A new depth of amateurism.
That's what I'm aiming for, anyway. I mean, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a bit of a journey.
Because you and I, we clash on football, and it's just something we've never really seen eye to eye on. Really, Like, I suppose that goes hand in hand. Myself being a Gooner, and you being a Spurs fan.
So basically, the podcast is going to consist of the EPL roundup or the BPL roundabout, however.
The BPL roundabout. What's that? What's the BPL anyway? Oh, the British Premier League.
Or the Barclays.
Oh, Barclays Premier League.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, I suppose they don't really call it the EPL anymore because Swansea are in it. And they're Welsh.
Oh, right, yeah, cool.
I guess.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was all about
yeah,
the EPL,
yeah.
weren't it? And now it's,
Yeah.
I can't really call it the EPL because it's not all English.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I never
So
realised.
we'll go for the EPL or the BPL round up.
Yeah.
I've basically written it wrong on my notes, haven't I?
You have written it wrong, yeah.
No.
It says EPL round out. Everyone.
Well,
Let's do the round out, Lee. Come on.
Yeah. So we'll go for the roundup.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the blog and some other bits and bobs. I think if we start with the first game of the weekend of this week, it was City versus Sunderland.
Yes. Yeah. So what was that then? That was Saturday, wasn't it?
Saturday, yeah.
Lunchtime kick-off. I didn't watch it. Basically, I didn't watch it. I've seen all the highlights. And I've seen Match of the Day. I know who scored the goals. Do I? Yep. I just need to recap myself.
It was one-way traffic.
Yeah, that's the
really
thing. It's like
all you need to know.
we can start on this game, but ultimately, there's not really much to say. Really,
It was one-way traffic.
City at home. They haven't lost there for God knows how long. You know, you expect them
It
to win.
It really could have been a rout, I think.
Yeah, I
saw it, and
you tweeted that,
they had so many chances. I mean, it was ridiculous, and they had so much of the ball. They literally, it could have been a silly score.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for some reason, they didn't. And then,
I mean, to be honest though, like it was a nothing game. Like, not a nothing game, but it's one you just expect Man City to grind, win comfortably. They did. The only thing that I would mention is that Balotelli had a bit of a crap game by all accounts, and they brought Aguero on. Obviously, Mario went and sulked like he usually does, and then they scored a few more goals. Like they looked more threatening when Aguero came on.
Yeah.
Like, they mentioned that on Match of the Day.
They kept a clean sheet as well.
Yeah,
one thing they haven't
true.
done for a while. They brought back Lescott as well. Lescott and old Mickey Richards.
Yeah.
Centre half.
Yeah.
Company didn't play.
Did he not?
He was injured.
Oh.
And it's kind of funny because I was saying to you last week that Alan Hansen was completely digging out Company for the goals last week.
Yeah.
It was so OTTT, and he's out of the game, and then they kept a clean sheet. So I don't know, was he right or not?
Yeah, that's it. You never know, do you? I mean, I don't know. I think Company's quality, though, isn't he? You can't really say too much about him in a negative way.
He's one of the best players last season, weren't he?
Yeah, it's like we're only 7 games in. Give everybody a chance to get going. So City, good result for City. They needed that.
I think just one comment while we're still on City about Joe Hart in the Champions League.
Oh yeah, apparently he had a great game.
He had a fucking.
Did he?
He kept him in it. He literally, the amount of saves that he pulled off in that game, they should have got absolutely tonked. But they didn't.
It's another van.
But they didn't. They didn't get tonked, did they? He pulled off so many saves. All the.
Who did they have? Who was it?
Borussia Dortmund.
It was Dortmund.
Yeah,
that's it,
and
it was
they gave him the fucking runabout.
Was it at home or away?
Don't ask me that question. It was a toughie, but Joe Hart was amazing. I think.
Yeah.
Save after save.
Well,
after save.
He's meant to be a top keeper. I'm throwing it out there. I'm not throwing anything out there because I just don't like him.
Anything to say about Sunderland?
Not really, mate.
Let's leave it as that.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
So the next game was Chelsea versus Norwich, and Norwich got another fisting.
Yeah, they're going to struggle, aren't they?
They're fucking so bony.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the only thing I would say is that Grant Holt, their first goal to take the lead, was a ripper. If like Messi's doing that, everyone's going, "Oh, what a great goal!
Yeah,
It was such a good finish. Such a good finish.
It's kind of he's never going to get the plaudits.
No.
Grant Holt, just because he kind of looks. He just looks like a regular guy, doesn't he?
Yeah,
doesn't look like a Premiership footballer.
What kind of guy does he look like? Do you think?
I
I think plasterer.
Probably, yeah. He
he's
just looks like a regular.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You can imagine him with a bucket, load of cement, and like one of those I don't even know a technical term for him, but the tool that you use to smear.
Yeah, we'll call it a tool.
Yeah.
But he kind of held the club to ransom, didn't he? There was some he wanted to leave.
I mean,
I think he wanted to follow Lambert to Villa, and then it just didn't happen. Didn't happen.
He was hoping for another transfer, maybe. What is he? 29, 30.
Yeah,
maybe get another contract for 4 years on better money. There's all that going on.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. This is his first season in the top flight, and he's already asking for.
He had a good season.
A lot of money.
He had a good season. You can't say
and then I think Norwich, they got Chrissy Allen. He's a bit unproven. I can't see they're going to be in the bottom 5.
Definitely. I think they're going to struggle. I mean,
because they've basically got a team of championship quality players.
Yeah.
Who last season played out of skins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't going to get a second season out of some of those players. And
no, it's true.
Again, they're a team that defensively are appalling.
Yeah.
Their defenders got absolutely roasted by Luis Suarez last week.
Yeah.
It was just crazy.
I mean,
and I'll tell you one thing about Norwich. They did actually go out and buy Basong from us.
Yeah.
For a couple of million.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happened, I thought, poor fuckers. Because he's the most calamity style defender in the whole of the Premier League. Gives away penalties for fun.
Really?
And I remember having a joke with a mate of mine saying, I bet you he gives a penalty away on his debut. And he did.
Really?
Yeah. He's just useless.
Well, buying off the Spurs is what you get, isn't it? Just don't buy shit players.
Got to get rid of that fucker.
Simple as.
Mata, still on form.
Yeah.
Another 2 assists this week. Kind of gone under the radar, I reckon, because he's such a quality individual.
It's really frustrating because, and this podcast is meant to be about the perspective of a Massive Gooner. It's going to be from an Arsenal point of view. Should have had him 10 years ago. We're signing Juan Mata and we're signing Eden Hazard. Abramovich comes in with his bent money, his bent pounds. And their financial power that they've got. That's why they've gone there. They're paying them more, and they've got 2 great players. They've got 2 world-class players. That's the bottom line.
But you weren't buying these players 5 years ago.
What, Mata and Hazard?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
if you were buying 5 years ago, you were buying.
No, but 10 years
other
ago.
youngsters.
10 years ago.
Like,
10 years ago, we'd have got fact.
You reckon?
Yeah, David Dean in charge. No doubt, we'd have signed those 3 players, or certainly got Mata. Certainly, because we tried to mention this on the Phantom Pod. We tried to sign Mata, didn't do it because for some reason it wouldn't go. It didn't happen because we didn't pay the money in time. Like we missed the buyout clause by a day, and his price went up to 30 million instead of 16. We'd have paid 16. That's like our budget,
He's a great. I reckon everyone's been banging on about Hazard this season and the fact that he's created so many goals. I think come the end of the season, they'll be looking back and they'll be thinking, "Why Mata? He was the key.
Yeah,
he was the key man of that situation, playing the ball, linking with other midfielders, and getting that ball to Torres, and getting Torres to score."
Exactly. You've got Torres there in the centre. You've got Mata and Hazard either side. Both of them really technical, bit of pace. They can pick out that pass. They've just got that ability that you need really.
Yeah,
to be cut. To just give you that cutting edge and potency up front. Like Mata's. I'm a big fan of Juan Mata.
He came on he came on the final, the what's it, the
World Cup. European.
Yeah, the Euros.
Yeah. He scored. He scored. Yeah,
like his first touch or something.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like it's just ridiculous. Isn't it?
At the end of the day, Spain, they can bring on players like Mata. They're just so good. Anyway, but that's Spain. Who are we talking about now, man?
What about just while we're on Chelsea? Do you hear about Ashley Cole?
Yeah, the tweet.
He basically called the FA a bunch of twats.
Yeah. What a disgraceful thing to tweet.
It's just.
I mean, do you know what I mean? It's like that club are like, they're like, I don't know. I feel a bit dirty supporting Chelsea as a Chelsea fan. I'd be a bit kind of, if that was my team, I'd be a little bit ashamed because I don't know. It's almost like it just tarnishes the whole vibe of the club. It's like when I think of Chelsea, on the one hand you think Mata, Hazard, they've got some great attacking young players and they're real exciting to watch. But at the back they've got Terry and Cole. They've still got those two, and it kind of just tarnishes it for me.
I think Cole's great. I think he's a fantastic player, but he just.
Ashley Cole?
He doesn't help himself, does he?
No,
he never.
He's clearly.
He never helps himself.
I think. People go, don't.
But he's such an established, experienced player. He's got nearly 100 caps for England. Yeah. He's won it all, Champions League, Premier Leagues. But he's just a massive
bellend
tool. It's just ridiculous.
It's just a complete tool.
He just never learns his lesson.
He's a tool.
Ridiculous.
That's the second time I've mentioned tool.
Exactly.
He's just I don't know, just not very professional. It lacks class, doesn't it? Don't just don't tweet it. Why would you tweet that? What did he sat down and went and got the BlackBerry out and went, do you know what? I'm gonna vent a bit of anger here. I don't know when did he make the decision?
Got
and even if he did,
thousands of retweets in about a minute.
Yeah, even if he did, just delete it within seconds. Like
the problem is in this world. Even if he deleted it a minute later, people are seeing it. There's people that are checking Twitter all the time. They're seeing that, bang, retweet. Yeah, it's around the world, mate.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of the pitfalls of Twitter.
Yeah, it's What do you think about players on Twitter? Do you think it's good or bad?
I think it's bad, to be honest.
But it's interesting to read some of this shit, though, isn't it?
What, that kind of shit? I don't
Well,
know.
it's giving us something to talk about. It's kept us
But,
entertained.
you know, I mean, yeah, there is that.
The managers must hate it, I reckon. The vast majority
I think the
must
clubs do as well. I think. Who's used it for any good? All it's done is really bring controversy for players and clubs. Wilshere removed his Twitter for something to do with cocaine.
Yeah.
Like, he's not on Twitter anymore. He used to be an avid user, tweeting every second.
Yeah, I think it's a shame that they can't use it, because it is nice to just get a bit of feedback from the players. Do you know that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
But when they're kind of getting pissed off and they're...
I'm sure some players use it to good effect, but...
That's the problem, innit? I know when Twitter first kind of started getting popular, Darren Bent was tweeting stuff about trying to get a move away from our lot, and he got into trouble about that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next game, my friend?
Next game is Swansea versus Reading.
Do we really even want to talk about it? Mate, what is wrong with me? I don't even remember these games.
It was
2-2, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2-2, and Swansea are still sinking, to be honest. Like,
yeah, of course they are.
I think they dominated the game, but I think they're sinking. I think they're just lacking quality. Like that Mitchell, he's got him out of trouble a few times this season. I think he'll continue, and he'll end up with a good tally of goals.
Yeah,
I just think that apart from the keeper's fairly decent. They got pace on the
Vaughan?
Yeah,
he's pretty good, isn't he?
They got pace on the wings, but the quality of players is weak. You know, someone like Dyer and Routledge, they're pacey, but they're low budget. They're low budget pacey wingers.
It's a bit like they're kind of like even one bracket down from Kieran Richardson, aren't they? You know, like Kieran Richardson's slightly better. He's like your budget pacey winger.
Yeah.
But not, they're even worse. Yeah, Dyer and Routledge.
Reading picked up a few points. I don't know.
Well, you know, Reading need to take what they can get, and the Pog Greb got a goal. So
they're. I don't think they've got a hope, to be honest.
Not at all. They're going down.
I like that the manager's alright. Dermot, he seems like he's always quite personable in interviews, and I think he kind of realises that he hasn't got much of a chance, but. So I'll tell you, let's just glaze over that game. Let's move on to West Brom versus QPR. West Brom won 3-2.
Yeah.
It was an interesting game.
It was, wasn't it?
West Brom went up 3-1 and then they kind of let one in, but a couple of superb goals.
Yeah, they were.
Tarat's
goal was really good.
It was an absolute...
Yeah.
It was a flick into the box by Granero, and he just took it, controlled it, and blasted it.
Yeah, that was a real quality goal, wasn't it? The thing is with QPR, they do have the quality there, don't they, to get out of trouble.
I think what they need to do is they need to focus the whole team around Tarat.
Really?
I know it seems a bit...
Is that a biased Spurs point of view?
Not necessarily. I just think when they got promotion under Neil Warnock, he basically... The whole team was circled around Tarat. And he scored about 25 goals. And he was basically their main man. Everyone else worked to get him the ball so he could do it and score goals, set up goals, free kicks, corners. He did everything. And I just think the situation that they're in at the moment is that they've gone out and bought 12, 13 budget players on massive wages. They're not getting results. And but they've got bits of quality. Tarat and Granero, they need those two in the team, and they just need to focus. The whole team needs to go around them, basically. Yeah. And I think if they did that over the course of the season, they might get enough points to stay up. But
I think it's worrying at the moment for them because they're not playing that badly either. They're just not getting the results, are they? They're just not winning games.
They've gone out and bought Cesar from Inter.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the most bizarre transfers of the summer. We're talking about a world-class keeper that's played Champions League football for like 10 years or whatever, regularly in the last 4, played for Brazil, and then he kind of goes to QPR. Like, surely there was a team out there, a better team, that could have taken him on.
Yeah, I mean...
Team in Spain,
of course. But maybe he's getting maybe QPR offer the most money. Who knows?
Well, I think that's probably what it is. They've offered
They've offered him big bucks,
and he's gone there. and it's just, I think he's going to be key to them. Already he's looked like he's shown his genuine quality in the early stages, but he's conceding too many goals.
Yeah.
Too many goals. But yeah, Granero and Tarup,
they've got the quality to
they're the two,
escape.
yeah.
It's just, I mean, Mark Hughes is on borrowed time though. I think he needs results.
Do you think he's going to?
And he needs.
Is he going to survive? Is he going to?
No, I'm saying no.
Is he going to make Christmas?
No, it's touch and go. Maybe by the skin of his teeth, but I don't know. Let's say that if he gets a result soon, he gets a few wins on. A few wins changes everything, doesn't it? Like if he gets 3 wins on the spin, he's just in that position where he needs results and he needs them quick.
Yeah,
I know it's like stating the obvious, but it's true.
I think in the next 3 games, he needs 2 wins.
Yeah.
He needs 2 wins in the next 3 games, or it's just gonna look it's gonna look ridiculous.
Yeah.
That lost column is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the fact that they've spent money and the wages,
it's
this. What's his face?
It's not acceptable.
Tony Fernandez can say what he likes, like they're backing the manager and all that, but it's going to get to a point where they just aren't backing the manager because they just aren't getting the results.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, once they say that though, it normally means the writing's on the wall anyway, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like
he's probably another one. He's probably on another massive, because they chopped out Warnock and they brought in Hughes. Hughes is probably on a pretty penny.
Yeah. Of course.
So he's probably on some sort. He's probably on like a 4-year deal. He's only a year into it. So
the thing is with Mark Hughes, I reckon I'd love to know like how much money he spent on transfers over the last 6 years or so. Do you know what I mean? Like he was given a massive war chest at City. Massive war chest at
but
QPR.
I think the difference with City is that those new owners came in and they just wanted to spunk it. So they came in and brought in Robinho and Joe and all those other chumps, and they spent like 60 million on really players that weren't the right players, but they were the sort of marquee signings that the fans are like, whoa, Robinho, we're fucking going somewhere, but he isn't going to win you anything. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think you can't put all the blame with Hughes for the money he spent, because they could have had anyone, I think, and they would have spent the money.
True. That is true. That's true.
All right. So let's move on to the next game, and that is Wigan versus Everton. It's another 2-2.
Yeah.
Bit of a mixed bag. Basically, Wigan threw it away, I think.
Yeah, it did, didn't they? Let me just remind myself who scored.
I think, again, I'm just going to make the comment. I kind of made it last week, but Wigan, on paper, they're absolutely
shite.
They're appalling.
Yeah.
They're so woefully bad on paper, but they kind of Martin he gets them doing stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's got that Kone guy. He looked like a good player.
He looks like a sound Premiership quality player.
Yeah.
He's got power and pace, and I know
P and Healy.
That's it. Yeah, not so much these days, but I know going back maybe 3 seasons ago, the Premier League was all about power and pace. It was what it was all about. I know now we're moving on more technical sides, Swansea, Liverpool's, and even your Fulham's, Tottenham's, Arsenal's. They're trying to play more of a passing game. And it isn't so much the power and pace of your Uniteds and your Chelsea's, but he's the sort of player that Martinez is going to try and play the passing game, but ultimately against the better teams, they're going to get dominated, and they're going to need that power and pace in the counter attack, as they have done over the years, like Rodallega and Zogbia, Valencia, years gone by. He's another player in that vein who's got that explosiveness, and he'll get you goals, even though he doesn't necessarily got a record that shows you that he's going to get you tons of goals. I think in the Premier League under Martinez, he probably will get a couple. Yeah. But I'd say another thing we spoke about last week, which I'll just bring on this week, Fellaini.
Yeah.
I made the suggestion. Well, I just put the comment. Fellaini, is he any good?
Is Fellaini any good? I think he is. We discussed this last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we discussed it last week.
What are we?
My point of view was,
you just don't think he's as good as...
He hasn't got the finesse. I think he's getting a bit... he's getting a bit too much press because of he's had a few okay performances, primarily when they've lobbed the ball up to him. That's what I would say. They've kind of lobbed the ball up to him. He's been fantastic getting on his chest, been playing the ball, and he's been scoring goals and setting up goals. But that's probably because he's probably a centre forward. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they're
playing in midfield.
They're playing him as he's a midfielder, isn't he?
Well, he plays in midfield, but
He is a midfielder.
I don't think he's a midfielder. I think he's probably really a centre forward that wants to play football, and that's why he's ended up playing in midfield.
I don't know. I think you could adapt. I think Fellaini could go somewhere else and be utilised in a much more effective way than he is at Everton, perhaps.
Yeah, I think he's a bit ungainly. He never seems like he's never got that kind of silky manoeuvre.
No, but a lot of like sometimes like you don't have to be like
you don't
sometimes you have to be P&P league, pace and power. Well, he hasn't got any pace, has he? But he's got power in abundance.
He's got,
and he could go to like Man United. Could if you let's just say he went to Man United, how do you think Alex Ferguson would deploy him?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think Fergie would go for him because
No?
I think if you go with Fellaini,
You've
you've got to play to his strengths, and that's what Everton are doing this season. They're playing to his strengths. When he was in midfield, he played in midfield because they had Cahill, and Cahill was in and around the box, getting into the box. Now he's kind of moved forward into that position, and he offers them a different dynamic. I don't know. I think he does a good job, and he's very effective. But I think it's because he's more like he's an attacker. He's in a midfielder. I think that's the point. I probably
that's the point you're trying to make. Okay, I've heard it. I've heard your point, Cozy, and
you're not feeling it.
I don't know. I don't know if I am. No, I do accept though that they are playing him a lot further forward though. But I don't know. I think he's in midfield.
I think also over the course of the season, I think he'll be found out. I think the first couple of games, even though he played a few times up front last season, I think this season because he played up there, they haven't been able to handle him. I think it was against Fulham. He played up there in Fulham. They were just all over the shop. He just totally destroyed them. And but I think over the course of the season, managers will be more cute to it. They'll put the correct player on him to make sure there's not like some little midget trying to mark him. They'll have the right players there, and they won't let him get away with it. I don't think he's your fantasy. He's not the player you want in the fantasy football for the duration of the season.
No, definitely not.
Because he ain't going to get you.
No.
But as I say, he'll be found out. Unlike
I mean, I'll tell you where he won't get found out. It won't be against us. One ball into the box against us, we'll that's Arsenal.
They'll be nutting at him for the top corner.
Yeah, that'll be.
That throw will be flying through the air.
Of course it will. And then that'll be you get a massive flap from the goalkeeper, whichever one we're playing at the time. But that's Arsenal. We'll discuss that later on.
So I just had a little comment. Stephen Pino's had a haircut.
Has he?
Yeah.
What
Just
is
noticed
I
it.
thought he had cornrows.
He's had it shaved.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's gone for the buzz cut.
Yes, yeah.
Well, maybe he's just trying to be a little bit meaner, a little bit. I tell you one point you haven't got. A player we should discuss. Kind of. Also bringing up a player we've already discussed. We should discuss Baines.
Leighton Baines.
Yeah, because I think he should be playing for England now. I think we need to ditch Ashley Cole and move on. And just move on. Move on from that lot. Move on from your Terrys, your Coles, your Lampards, your Gerrards.
I think
get rid of
Baines.
them.
Baines,
Get
I like
Baines
him.
in.
I've always liked him since he was at
Get
West
Jags
Brom.
back in.
But
get Mikael Richards in at right back.
I'll tell you the thing
Do you know
about
what I
Baines.
mean?
But I think Baines is going to be.
Get rid of Lampard.
He's one of those players that is just going to will have gone past him. I think he's going to miss out.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because
no, he's still quite young, mate. He's still a young boy. Who's going in there?
He's mid to late 20s.
Yeah, but who's
Right.
going in there? Ashley Cole is finished. He's I'm
I
not having
think-
him selected in England team now.
I've got a feeling.
No.
I've got a feeling that Ryan Bertrand,
Really?
the Chelsea player,
Oh,
I think
right.
he'll end up
maybe.
taking it over. You also got your guy Gibbs if he's ever injury.
He could, Gibbs. Gibbs. No, he's a little bit short at the moment, but I think Baines deserves a little bit of a run.
He gets forward.
At
He
the end
gets
of the day,
forward. He gets
anyone
forward.
that's- he's getting kept out, Cozy, by Ashley Cole.
Yeah, but you're talking about world class.
Yeah, but we're talking about Ashley Cole. Just, they've had their shot. They've had how many tournaments have they had? And they've proven
Yeah,
failures.
but
Let's just move on.
I know
Cozy.
you say you've proven failures, but Cole, has he ever really let the side down? Not really. I think he's still putting together credible performances.
Maybe.
Definitely. I think obviously he's getting on now. So I think give it another year and we might be agreeing with you.
I'm just, I don't know why. I've just got his attitude that players, once they hit 30, 31, they start looking to bring in the younger blood. Maybe that's just from an Arsenal point of view. That's just the way I've been seeing football for the last 10, 15 years.
Right,
believe in youth.
Let's move on to one of the big games this week.
Or have we got any more?
We've still got more, but we're on to the Hammers versus Arsenal. So just have your view on the game.
Well, here we go. This is where the arse part of the Cock N Arse Podcast comes into play. Okay. Well, I watched it at home this time on my. You'll like this, Cozy, because I know you're a bit of a fan of this way of watching games. I watched it on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the old little. How big's that? How big's that screen?
It's about
3 inches.
3 inches.
I watched the Arsenal Hammers game on a 3-inch widescreen TV. No. which is basically my iPhone. Everybody. £6 a month. So I'll do a little bit of a plug for Sky Sports. It's £6 a month. You get all the channels: 1, 2, 3, 4, news, ESPN. Don't miss a game.
Seriously, I remember going one of my mates some years ago, and I think it was the Arsenal versus Stoke game. It could have been the game where Ramsey got his leg broken.
Yeah.
And my mate was like, "Oh, we can watch the game." And I was like, "Oh, right. Yeah. So what are we going to watch it on?" And he pulled out his phone. And seriously, he was suggesting that we were going to sit there, like, huddled up with a fucking phone between us. And
ridiculous.
Yeah. Do one. We're not.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's. I draw the line there. If it's just you, because you can lay on your bed, and you can have it like kind of just below your neck, and have it right in front of your eyes, and you get quite a good view. Like you can see it all. Do you know what I mean? Like anyway, so yeah, I watched it at home on the iPhone, a 3-inch screen. Overall, I'll just summarise how I feel about the game. I mean, I'm really pleased with the result. I think it's a really good result. Difficult place to go and win.
Yeah, they get good home support down there.
They do. It's a real. I don't know why. I just never ever want to go to Upton Park in my life. It just looks like that kind of place that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
I bet it's disgusting, isn't it? I bet it's filth.
I don't know why they want to go to the Olympic Stadium. Because they'll
lose all their.
They're going to lose everything that they've got going for them.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. Anyway, yeah. So we started really well. I mean, first 20 minutes, moved it around well. West Ham basically couldn't get the ball. Like, literally, every time they got the ball, they didn't have the quality to keep it, and we'd keep it for. It was a bit like. Do you know what I mean? We're just so good in possession, so good on the ball. But then, to be fair to them, they scored a great goal against the run of play. Diarme with a stunning finish.
Yeah.
It was like Thierry Henry-esque,
He's a beefy boy, isn't he?
Yeah, totally skinned Ramsey on the left-hand side, and just blasts it into the top right corner. Beautiful curled shot. At that point, I'm really depressed because I'm thinking, I just felt, oh God.
You're thinking they're just going to sit back and just grind it out.
Typical Arsenal, loads of pretty passing. Didn't really create too many clear-cut chances, but we've gone 1-0 down. Surprise, surprise. So it wasn't really surprising. But to our credit, end of the first half, Giroud got his first goal. Nicely worked goal that was. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Really good. He makes the pass to Podolski. Good ball in, but Giroud, to his credit, makes the run, gets on the end of it, and gets his first goal in the Premier League that he's been missing.
Do you reckon he's going to get more now?
Yeah, it's onwards and upwards from him, mate. Olivier Giroud.
Do you reckon he's going to nail on the shirt for centre forward? Do you think they're going to rotate?
I still think I think they'll still rotate, but I think he's going to be a useful player for us. Also, as well, in the midweek game against Olympiacos, he got the assist for Ramsey's goal, which was, you know, it gives us like a different dimension. You know, he's someone to aim for. You know, he can win the ball in the air from a goal kick. He holds it up well and brings others into place. Like,
I suppose it's that plan B that I've
Yeah.
kind of spoken about
Well,
that you've been missing.
I don't know if he's a plan B. I wouldn't go as far as say he's
Yeah.
a plan B. It just gives us that. You know, he gives us what perhaps we used to have in Adebayor. You know,
Yeah,
Since-
but that's
where-
what you kind of, I don't know.
But you was banging on about this plan B years ago, mate, when we had Adebayor. You need a plan B, you need a plan B.
Yeah,
But
to
anyway,
be honest, the plan B was probably, I was really talking about in the midfield, I think.
Yeah, I think you're just talking about the general
Song
play.
shit, innit, yeah.
Problem with us is that when we don't win, the way we play, if we don't win, it looks like a bit shit. Do you know what I mean? Because we have so much of the ball, so many, you know, you really noticed if we don't win, like we just fall short. Which it looked like it was going to happen at West Ham, but you know
Walcott got
a goal. Yeah, he came
He
on.
got the winner.
No, yeah, Walker got the 2-1 goal. Again, Giroud assist, played it through. Good finish from Theo. I think we need to keep Theo Walcott. Try our best to keep him because
He wants to
gives
play up
us-
front, doesn't he? He wants
well,
to
he
play
says
down the
that.
centre.
I'm not convinced, mate. I think he's got. You have to bear in mind he's one of the longest serving players at the club now. He's seen. Do you know what I mean? He's seen all the big, high profile departures like Fabregas, Nasri, Van Persie. You know, we can keep listing Clichy.
But he played as youth.
I just-
He came through as a centre forward, didn't he?
Yeah, I just think he's got his eye. I don't think he cares where. I don't think it's about. I think he thinks he can get a bigger payday elsewhere, and he's got his eye on a move. I think that's what it is. I think that's what he just. He just
I know,
wants
like
to
the
leave,
papers
like
have been
Nasri.
putting one together
They-
and
they
getting
do.
Liverpool, haven't they?
Yeah, he ain't gonna get Liverpool, is he? He wants. He's holding out for. I don't know. I think he likes to go to United or City, something like that. Chelsea even.
I
He-
think
he-
he's a definite Fergie type
Yeah,
transfer.
do you know what I mean? It's like Theo Walcott's already been tapped up, mate. There's no. I just can't see him staying. But at the end of the day, who's going to want him though?
To be honest, I
I think people will want him.
yeah, I definitely. We think that he scores and creates goals,
Exactly. He's got
proven.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'd give him a go up front. I'd give him a go down the centre
No, I'd given him a go up front a long time ago.
because he scores goals. He scored how many goals he scored last season?
He got like 12, something like that.
Yeah, from out wide.
He got quite a
So if
few
he was
goals.
in the middle, being fed through the passes of the sort of midfield that you got, he's going to get
Well,
chances.
I mean, you know, make no mistake about it. The finish against West Ham was a quality finish. You know, when he gets the ball and you look at the angle, a lot of players are missing that.
oh, yeah.
It was a very cool finish. You know, bit of curl on it just to make sure it goes inside the post rather than on the post. It was a nice little finish. I just think his finishing's improved a lot, and we should give him a run up front, and we should try and keep him. But I can't see it happening. He gives us something else. You know, it's like if we lose him, suddenly our bench doesn't look quite as good. You know.
But you got plenty of alternatives to play out wide. Podolski, the Ox,
Chivino.
yeah, Pina said you got loads of other players that can play out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, just give him a run up front, but at the same time, we have a lot of players that can play in the middle. Chivino now, Podolski, Giroud. It's all rotation, isn't it? It's all I don't know how, which is quite exciting in a way.
no,
It's
it's a flexible squad, isn't it?
It's very
flexible
flexible,
squad.
which as
That's
from a
obviously
fan's
what
point of view, is really
he's
really
been trying to
exciting.
get together, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's pretty
But
good.
one thing, actually, I've got a few more points I want to make about the Arsenal game, just to discuss with you.
What did you think about you had Mertesacker back, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I kind of dug him out last week, didn't I? And he came back and you got another win.
Yeah, he's quite. I think he's our best centre back actually at the moment.
You reckon?
I do, yeah. I don't know why. It's just something about him. There's something about the way he carries himself. I think he has an effect on other players, and he's got a bit of leadership. You know, he seems to have like a little bit of nous, leadership, and I think he's got a real good attitude. I just love.
He's just so slow though, isn't he? I think against so many defenders, so many strikers are
Who
gonna.
though? We've played City.
So what?
He played City.
I think
We played Chelsea. No, he wasn't. Well, he didn't play against Chelsea.
but there's a lot of fast. Yeah, and he didn't play because they knew that he wouldn't be able to.
No, he was sick.
I think that's a cop
Do
out.
you think so?
Yeah,
I know he was on the bench when he was. So.
I think so. Yeah. I think they just knew that he wasn't going to be quick enough.
I disagree.
Players
with you.
getting around the back.
His pace is a problem, but they said that before the Liverpool game, Suarez can have him in his pocket, but it was the other way around. It's Per Mertesacker and his no entry signs, isn't it? He's got these massive no entry signs on his kneecaps. Can't get around him, Cozy.
I'd rather not have him, though. To be honest, I wouldn't play him.
You'd rather not have him, okay?
To be honest, I tell you, he probably played this week because of Andy Carroll.
Probably, yeah.
That's probably the only reason.
No, I disagree. I think you have to look at.
That's probably the only reason he got back into the squad.
Well, we dealt with Carroll. At the end of the day, right? Whether you're right or I'm right, he gives us that physical option in defence, and Koscielny. And if we do want to play the pacier, we can play Koscielny. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
We've got a bit of flexibility there. But one thing I did want to bring up, Cozy, was I've got my list of points here about corners. Right, every time West Ham got a corner, you felt that it was. I don't know whether it was just me and my anxiety. You know, when you're watching the game, you just think, "Oh shit, we're going to concede here."
Sure.
When West Ham got a corner, you just felt it was a real. They were going to make something of it. 9 times out of 10, they did. They either created a chance or, because we played the old zonal marking, and Carroll was getting 3 headers. Should have scored. He had a great chance. Should have scored. But we had 6. I don't know, so many corners on the spin. Right. Not once did we create anything that even remotely looked like we'd get a shot on goal, let alone a goal.
But do you think
we are basically absolutely shit at corners? I don't know what.
Do you think it's something that is trained? Do you think when in the training, do you think the squad practice set pieces and that sort of thing?
This is what I want to know, because I think they probably don't.
Because it came out last year that under Harry Redknapp we didn't do any sort of set piece training, defensively or attacking.
Really?
And I know there was some crazy stat where we only scored a solitary goal from a corner, and pretty much every corner we took over the course of the season didn't even breach the first man. Yeah. It was just ridiculous. Modric get the ball, he might as well just passed it to the opponent every time, and that kind of says something that they didn't. It was, I think, for us, Harry, it was just all about passing, fitness, and getting a team out.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
And they weren't practicing the technicalities.
I find it hard to believe that. I find it hard to believe that you wouldn't, practice defending corners, or, I can understand maybe we don't practice, corners as much, but you still want to threaten, I don't know. I just think it just seems to me like it's certain elements of our game that we just don't improve, and we haven't improved on for a long time. For example, going to the corners, right? We won the game 3-1. And Wenger's come out and said, he delights in convincing win. But they had a lot of chances to make it 2-1 at times. Like, let's say the Carroll header. I don't know whether they were 1-0 up or it was 1-1-all. No, they were 1-0 up at the time. It could have been 2-0. Because I'm just remembering the goal, at the end they were attacking. They had a great chance from the corner to make it 2-0. On another day it's 2-0.
One thing I was going to say about West Ham that always gets my nerves is that West Ham fans, they're obsessed that they think that they play great football, right? But they don't.
No,
that's the
they
thing.
don't.
It's like I always listen to the radio on the way to work, and you hear them, and they're always saying, "Oh yeah, we weren't just lumping it forward. We weren't just hitting it to Cole and Carroll. We were getting it down. We were playing." No, you weren't. No. Every time you got a chance, it was because you hoofed it up, and Carroll scared the defence shitless, and they ran about like fairies, and then the ball dropped down, and someone got onto it, and it went out wide, or they had a shot, or that's it. Yeah. There's no this playing good football nonsense. Well, yeah, they're long ball merchants, just in the modern version.
Every time, basically, that was their only method of attack. Really, they just thought, let's just hit it to Carroll. Which wasn't surprising at all. The reality is they don't. I don't know. Like the whole club there, they seem to have like a bit of an old-fashioned mentality in terms of how football should be played. Do you know what I mean? They're all very...
Well, they always think
There's
like there's some
lobby in the
sort of
box,
academy of
power.
football, don't they? That's the
Oh.
phrase that the farmers use. But
Really? I've never heard all this, but
They
don't play good football.
They don't play good
they'll
football.
never win anything. They'll always be mid-table unless they actually start changing the way they play football. You know what I mean? You rely on it because there's an element of luck. If you're hoofing the ball, right, it's harder to play a longer pass than a short pass, right? If I play a long pass, there's a greater chance that it will not reach its target than if I play a short pass.
Yeah.
So if you're playing a long pass, you're leaving an element of luck or an
But
element of chance.
but when you
into
haven't
it.
got the quality, you're not going to get the penetration. But with the short passes,
that's
you're not
true,
going to get
true.
forward.
But
So,
you need to
so
sign
the
players
fact
that
the
do.
fact is, it's all about the percentages. They know if they put in over the course of a game
Yeah.
20 long balls,
one of them,
one or two of them are going to
Yeah.
be headed down, and there's going to be
Yeah, that's
someone on the Kevin Nolan's going to be there to shoot.
He should have scored as well. He should have scored a couple of goals.
So he had a few chances.
He had two
didn't
great chances. So yeah, could have gone the other way, but overall really pleased as a Gooner.
So,
3-1
so what do you think about the rest of the season?
for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, I still think we're going to fall short in every aspect. No trophies. I'm going no trophies.
No trophies.
I've just said it. I'm saying no trophies.
We're going to win the league.
No, we're not going to win the league. Look at, I mean, we've had. The thing is, yeah, we've had a good start. We've had some tough fixtures, but we're just going to fall shortly, like we did against Chelsea.
Top three.
Yeah. If we can keep everyone fit, I'll say top three.
Top three.
I think it'll go City, United, then us. I think we'll finish above Chelsea.
Yeah?
Yeah. Look at the fixtures Chelsea have had, mate. They've
See, I actually think it's going to be City or Chelsea are going to win the league.
really.
I've thought that
Come on,
for-
mate. Man United.
since the
They
summer.
play shit and they still get results.
They do, but it's only so it's only so long you can go on for.
Hmm.
I think they're tired, to be honest, and I don't think they're going to.
Really?
I think
arguably they're their best performance against Newcastle. That's their best performance in the season so far. Anyway, mate, I think we should probably sort
Yeah,
of
we've got a few games. So it's Southampton, Fulham. Do we need to say much about that game?
What was it? It was 1-all, wasn't it? 2-all?
Another 2-2.
Was it another 2-all?
Another 2-2, yeah.
Well, good point for
Um,
Southampton. But I
Yeah,
think
they're fucking down though. They're down.
no, hang on a minute. We had this discussion last week about who's going down.
They're
And
so-
we've basically said definitely 5 teams are going down.
Southampton are so poor defensively.
Yeah.
They've got a appalling back four and goalkeeper, and really, they're basically putting all their fucking eggs in that basket of the attack
Yeah.
and attacking midfielders, and it just over the course of the season they're just going to get found out time and time again, to be honest. But Fulham, they ain't good.
Fulham are alright, man. They're doing alright. They've got Martin Yole. I actually rate him. He's quite good.
I think he's a bit of he's one of these managers who will get good performances, and then the next week they'll get tonked, and you'll be like,
They need to show a bit more
because
consistency.
when we had him, we pulled out reasonable performances, and the next week we'll get tonked, and you kind of think like the same team, like what's changed? Like we're playing a weaker team this week. Like it's all there's no consistency under Martin Yole. Plays some good football. He always attracts quite interesting fan favourite sort of players. That's the thing I would say
Another
about
van. Basically, just to let everyone know, we're recording this in a car because we don't have a studio yet. It's kind of a bit of a work in progress,
Yet.
isn't it? Yeah, we're going to get a studio. There's no doubt about it.
There's no doubt about it.
But yeah, we sat in a car.
It's
It's going alright, mate. Like, I quite like the car. It's like, quite nice.
Yeah, it's
Problem
not
is though, you get a bit of traffic. We've had loads of weird vans pull up next to us. Like real like big transits.
Yeah, it's a
Look
bit
a little bit filthy. like if you open the back doors and you rubbed your finger, right, you get oil. Do you know what I mean?
And blood.
Maybe a few toenails or something.
God.
So come on, mate. Talk about Spurs. Everyone wants you to talk about Spurs, Lee. We need a cock.
Should we just go on the Liverpool Stoke game?
Oh, really? It's
Yes,
0-0.
yes.
What's to say? Suarez dived again.
He dived. Did you see it?
No,
He kind of fell over and then he belly flopped.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know, I haven't seen it, but my mate was texting me today about it, basically saying, how long it can go on for? How long can he keep diving for?
I almost feel sorry for him because
I don't feel sorry for Lee because
like,
it's ridiculous.
last week he didn't get anything. Like he really should have got something out of last week.
What do you mean? Or penalties?
Yeah,
Well,
like when he got elbowed in the head.
No, but Lee,
He got elbowed. He got elbowed in the head, and he didn't get anything out of it.
Right,
and the guy just turned around and said, "Suarez."
The thing is with Suarez, right? The thing is with Suarez is he gets in real dangerous positions, and rather than use his footballing ability to make those positions, to punish teams in those positions, he chooses to dive, and it's about attitude, how you think the game should be played. Look at Lucas Podolski, right? If he's in a position like that, is he diving or is he looking to leather it with his left foot, or is he going to just smash it with his left? He's not looking to go down. Basically, is my point. No. And Suarez is always looking for the dive. It's almost like he thinks they're being cunning rather than showcasing ability is more impressive. It's not. Use your ability to punish teams, not diving. And I haven't got any sympathy for him. I don't think you can't. It's like a crying wolf fable.
Yeah,
he's
mugging himself off.
Exactly, and he's embarrassing, to be honest.
I've got a couple of little interesting things I'll tell you about this game.
Yeah, go on.
Joe Cole got a couple of minutes.
Did he? Yeah. Shut up.
Yeah. Got a couple of minutes.
Did he?
You like that, don't you?
How did he get a few minutes? A few minutes what, on the bench?
he stretched his legs on the turf.
Bloody hell.
He's just totally wasting his talent, eh?
Well, yeah, what?
And I tell you what, talking of waste of talent, Michael Owen, he's injured. What a mug!
Oh God! I mean,
he's had about 20 minutes in a Stoke shirt.
Oh yeah.
20, and he's already injured. A training ground incident, I think they said on Match of the Day.
Well, he's not getting paid then, is he? Because he's only on a pay-as-you-play contract.
Is he?
Pay-as-you-play, yeah.
Oh, he's just...
Michael, retire, go into punditry. Do you know what I mean?
I was willing him to sign for someone he was going to play for, like a Wigan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could have sat at the top of the Wigan team, and he would have played each week. They would have played the sort of football, play the ball to him for him to score. Instead, they go to long ball merchants. Yeah. He's never going to get a game because they're always going to go, all right, Crouch, Waters, some other big fella. Yeah. Or Owen.
We're playing. We're playing a team that's technically better than us, that likes to play it around on the deck. So we're going to have to go for the long ball approach here. Who are we going to go up front? We've got Michael, Peter. Oh, okay, we'll go for Peter. That's basically the decision.
He's just never going to get a game. It's just he's only going to get a game in like the Capital One Cup.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Well, I agree with you, Lee. Poor old Michael, real talent, real technically good player. Really liked him. Quality for England as well.
Yeah, if he hadn't have fucked up his career, he would have easily surpassed all the records of goal scoring records, I reckon. So he hasn't played. When was he last played for England? Maybe like 6 years.
Yeah,
ago?
that's true. Yeah.
Like if he'd had like maybe 20 games in the last 6 years, he would have hit like another 5-6 goals, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It just really fucked it all up.
I don't know what went wrong for him. I think Man United was a bad move for him.
Oh, it was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Like, how was he ever going to get a game there?
It's just pointless, isn't it?
It's like, just go somewhere where you're going to play.
That's this sort of time in his career, and the sort of situation he's been through, injuries and whatever. He just needs to go somewhere he's going to get games every week, play games, and just see how it goes. Yeah,
definitely. I agree.
So
Liverpool Stoke 0-0. Liverpool are just looking shit, aren't they? I mean,
you reckon?
Yeah, come on, man.
I think they dominated the game as you'd expect against Stoke.
They
just didn't create any clear cut anything of any note.
No,
really.
I mean a draw is not.
I think going forward, I think they've got an interesting midfield combination of like Alan, Gerrard, and Sahin. They just need more time maybe to get it going.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably they need more options up front. I think Suarez. Well, if Suarez doesn't play, they haven't really got anyone up front.
Exactly, that's a given. They're just it's going to take time, isn't it? But the season's pretty much gone for them. I know, it's early days, but they're so far behind. Come on, mate. Talk about the Tottenham.
So Tottenham, we had Villa. We beat them.
I mean, you got to be putting Villa away at home now.
We didn't really. We didn't play fantastic in the first half.
No.
No.
I only saw the highlights on MOTV. Where was you?
It was just.
Was it home, was you?
Yeah.
What is that? Is going to get bombed? This isn't an air raid show.
Well, I think the facts are we won this game. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it's at the beginning of the first couple of weeks, everyone was trying to fucking dig out AVB. They were trying to get in the sack before the season started. Basically, it was like, he got the sack from Chelsea, so
he's going to get the sack from Spurs.
It's just how long are we going to give him?
Part
2 or 3 weeks,
on,
and it was just every interview, it was like some sort of agenda from the press trying to just get him to crack. But if you look at our results, we lost the first game of the season against Newcastle. We've lost since. So we've won a good run of wins in the league. We've got 2 draws in the Europa League, and I mean he's putting it together. And if we haven't played, apart from the first about 25 minutes at United where we were fantastic, we haven't played consistently good. I don't think. I think there's more to come.
Well, I
think obviously losses will come and bad performances will come, but I think there's better performances. We've got better performances in that bag.
I think you've had quite favourable fixtures as well. Who have you played? You've played other than them. You've played most of the bottom. Other than like the rest of your games have been against the bottom 5, like QPR, Southampton.
Southampton, yeah.
No, yeah.
Played Villa.
Yeah, Villa, apparently, West Brom.
West Brom are in the top 4 at the moment.
Yeah, come on, mate. But you got exactly. You got to be putting them away.
It's
like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like from a Gooner's point of view. Like you look.
We've got Chelsea next though.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get a result because we need them to drop points. But I'm a bit worried about Spurs because they're looking good. They're looking, they're above us still. But you have to look at the games Arsenal have had and the results we've got. I think we're pretty much even so far.
Yeah, Adebayor's he's back. He came on as a sub. Yeah, but it gives us something different. I think we can't play JD. He isn't going to give it to you every game. I think this game he did have a few chances, but I think it was the previous game. He played the full 90 minutes and he didn't really create one chance. And this is the sort of guy who gets the ball and he just hoofs it at the net, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he blows hot and cold.
Yeah.
So Adebayor, when Adebayor plays, he'll bring others into the game. And I think that will be the sort of football players that we've got, the wingers and the attacking midfielders. They probably need someone up there that will bring them in. Players like Dempsey and Dembele, Sigurdsson, they kind of need a focal point to kind of play off. And I think
how do you think Sigurdsson's doing so far?
He hasn't performed.
No?
No. And I think he's one of the sort of players that I think he's desperate for Adebayor to get into the squad because then he can play off him. I think at the moment he's having to do everything by himself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Defoe isn't going to give him anything, and I think that's why Sigurdsson kind of got dropped, and Dempsey's played a few more games, and because Dempsey's going to get forward into the box, and it's almost like we've got 2 independent players, Dempsey and Defoe. But I think if we get Adebayor in, I think he'll bring other players in, and he has a real good understanding with Bow and bringing the wingers in. So I think it's positive to get Adebayor up to match fitness.
Talking about Bow, why does he keep diving? Like why?
Because he's one of those. Again, he's a pacey player, and he's
so embarrassing, isn't it?
I'd
rather not have what diving there. What are you going to get? You're going to get a free kick. Maybe he's trying to get the goal he sent off.
I think exactly. That's one thing. He's trying to get a player sent off,
but it's just terrible.
And also you could, in defence of him, not necessarily in my point of view, but he's anticipating that goalkeeper's going to take him out, and the fact that he runs so quick with so much power that he's not one of these players that can pull out. He runs full pace and he's there, and the fact he thinks he's going to get taken out, he tries to avoid it, and. I don't know whether that's right or wrong. That's just the way the game is these days, and everyone does it. You got
but there's players that frequently do it and do it blatantly.
Yeah, and it's always the pacey players though. Always the pacey players.
I don't think
you look
but just because you're quick, don't mean to say you can dive.
Look at Valencia the other week. He got the penalty kick and he didn't get touched. He anticipated that he was going to get taken out. People would say that Valencia's an honest player.
But Cozy, when are Arsenal ever doing that?
What do you mean when are Arsenal ever doing it?
When do you ever hear of us? Oh, he's died, but he's got a penalty. Well done. Like,
I think we have seen it in the past.
not often though.
Maybe not this season.
Who though? Who's a diver in the Arsenal team? Who's a cheat in the Arsenal team?
Fabregas?
No, mate, he's left. He's at Barcelona.
Yeah, but he was in the team.
I'm talking
You just
about-
said in the
Oh,
past.
no, I didn't. I said he was in the... All right, I'll let you have that. Fabregas weren't really much of a cheat, was he? Nowhere near on the...
He'd get the
all I'm
he
saying
wanted
is,
the result,
It's, like,
though.
it's
That's
just
what it's all about.
embarrassing. It's just... I'd be embarrassed. You should
Yeah.
be embarrassed about it.
I'm not too bothered about it, to be honest.
What, really?
Yeah.
Man, come on. That dive was so poor. It was so bad. It was like... You know, in Match of the Day, like Hanson, like Lawrence is going, well, yeah, sometimes we need to see the funnier side of football. I don't think that's funny at all. I think it's just...
But look where he
Lax
came
class.
from. He came from
Yeah,
the left
but-
side and he ran the whole
It was embarrassing. It
whole
was like
width of the pitch, and he just thought that, and he just saw that keeper running out. He thought, this guy's going to take me out.
Rather than try and get the ball and take it round him and score.
Bit too far. He wouldn't
I
have
don't
been
know,
able, he was going at such pace.
just-
He wouldn't have been able to bend his run to get around the keeper. He was either
Maybe, yeah.
get going off or
Yeah.
whatever.
All right, anyway, I just think I think Gareth Bale needs to watch it. He's diving too much, too often. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Yeah, I don't know. I think these sort of players, the benefits outweigh the negatives. You're going to get so many good times from a Gareth Bale because of what he can do. So you just accept these sort of things now and again.
That he dives.
Yeah, I'm not too fussed about that. But I'll say one thing about this game, that Lloris, he started.
He did start, but he made a big error. He should have been punished for that.
Should have been, yeah.
Yeah, it should have
But-
been 1-0. Whoever he played at Villa. No, it was the other guy.
Benteke,
That's it. Missed it.
he's another big chap, isn't he?
He is, but Cozy, yeah, let off there. Big let off, but
He started.
you know, it's his first game. I don't know why you drop Friedel. I
You've
don't
got to
think
feel
you
sorry
need
for him,
him.
innit? He's like
You don't-
he played every game in the Premier League for 8 years,
Yeah, definitely. He's been playing well.
and he's been chopped
It's ridiculous. Like, I don't even know why you bought Lloris. Why?
because he was available.
But yeah, I know. It's just.
But he's because he's world class. He's a world class keeper, and they're not available that often. And I think Levy
Yeah,
obviously
true,
thought he's
maybe,
available.
yeah.
He isn't. If we wait until this winter
Yeah.
or next year, someone else is going to get him.
Yeah.
Another, just say like a Chelsea, Czech is another year on. They'll be thinking about replacing him, and do you know what I mean? So they've gone and
Yeah.
they've taken him, and they've obviously just decided to phase him in.
Yeah,
Give him a
fair
couple
enough.
of games in Europe, and then they've given him a league start. And I think he'll probably be all right because I think
he will. I think it's a good. You know, he's,
what he adds is a better distribution. Like Friedel, he gets the ball and he just fucking hoofs it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think this guy, he'll be more creative starting attacks. But
So yeah, you pleased with the result then?
yeah, and it's a good result, to be honest.
2-0 Villa. You can't really.
You can't really
Vertonghen
grumble.
looks a player. I've got to admit, I like Vertonghen.
Yeah, he's decent. He's good in the ball when
you
he
know, I think
gets
the
forward.
only reason we didn't buy him was because we had Koscielny, Matt Saka, and Vermaelen. I think.
Yeah,
you know,
he's decent. He'll get forward, isn't he?
Who else
He's a
wanted him?
player.
Did Man United want him?
Don't know. To be honest, all I heard was that we were interested in him, and it dragged on for a long time. Then we had him.
Yeah.
But
I think like a couple of teams pulled out. I can't remember who.
But he's a sort of guy. He's a modern player. He can play midfield. He can play out wide. He can play in defence. He can play in a number of positions.
I'm throwing it
Very
out there now,
versatile.
but I think you could lose him in a few years. I think.
Maybe, yeah.
If he has a great season this season, and maybe this next summer, this is just a complete prediction. I mean, I'm throwing it out there early, so
Yeah.
you know where you heard it first. You heard it from me on the Cock N Arse Podcast.
Right, I'm listening.
Right. I think United or someone will just come sniffing around.
Possibly. It all depends. It depends on
Yeah.
what we do this season.
I think
If we were
it's
to
gonna be a
finish
good
fourth again and just say we made the bloody Champions League this year, it's a different perspective. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is, yeah,
It's always
yeah.
you don't know, but he's a definite decent player. But yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's decent, and the fact is he's been playing left back.
Yeah,
He's playing left back because Benny's been out.
So you happy with the result? Predictions for the season? Is this the first pod?
I think we'll finish top 5.
Top 5.
I think.
Do you think you're going to finish above Arsenal? Do you think there's a chance you could?
I think there's a definite chance. I think there's a definite.
Definite
I
chance,
think
I feel.
the top 5 is picks itself. I think Chelsea and City are the top two, and then I think United, Arsenal, and Tottenham make up the next three.
Who's getting sixth? Everton.
See, I suggested Everton at the start of the season would be the team that would probably do the most to try and make the top six, but they probably lack. They probably lack a bit of depth.
Yeah,
They probably lack a bit of depth.
Okay, so I think that's the roundup done, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's the roundup.
I'd say there's only one game that we haven't spoken about.
Oh yeah, United and it's a pretty good game as well.
United.
Yeah, United.
Just the one game
3-0
really
United.
They fucking wiped the floor with them, really, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
2 assists from Rooney. Back.
Yeah,
It looks like that gash looked pretty serious, but he seems to have you would have thought there'd be some sort of tissue damage, wouldn't you? It would be stretched and whatever, but he seems to do all right.
Gigs on for a minute.
Yeah, you're reading my notes, but that's what I just noticed. Like when I was watching the game,
Pardew 8-year deal. Yeah, that's a good point. My money's on him not fulfilling those 8
you
years.
don't think you're not a fan of Pards, are you?
No, I think
you hate him.
It's only a matter of time before he starts bombing.
Pards is bombing.
Of course he will. Like, give it a couple of years, like, you know.
To be fair, as soon as he signed that deal, he was sweating.
Of course he was.
He's like, oh shit, what have I done?
But yeah, United wiped the floor with them.
But apparently they
RVP dirty. Good point as well.
But just a quick point. Apparently, it was they signed up the backroom staff. That was what he I think what I was reading into it was that they were desperate to get the scouting network kept for a duration, and then they just basically decided to sign everyone up for the 8 years.
Yeah, no, really.
And Pards fucking was
one of them.
Beneficiary of that deal. But yeah, so going back to Giggs, wasn't made about that was that they kept on showing Giggs like sitting on the floor like with his legs wide apart, like stretching for about 15 minutes in the second half, and they just basically brought him on right at the end. And it's almost like Sir Alex is thinking, if we win the title, he's got to get enough games, so we'll just give him a couple of games here, and we'll just bring him on every now and again because I think Giggs has got much to offer, to be honest.
No, I mean
he's got absolutely nothing.
He's 39, man.
Yeah,
Just, I can't believe
he's been great, but I think
he's basically there because of who he is. It's like every now and again he does. To be fair to him, he does do something good. He does score, but I was just thinking. We said it last week on the Phantom Pod that wasn't recorded. That they're holding him back. Giggs goals, holding United back. Ultimately, they need to just replace him.
Yeah, definitely. So what's your view on RVB being dirty?
Definitely guilty. I mean, the one on Kabaya was a little bit cheeky. That was the one that was flagged. But I saw there was another one. I don't know if you noticed it. There was another attempt at a slap. Did you spot it? And this is like Hawkeye for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corner, right? Comes in from the right hand side, or furthest away from the camera on TV. United are attacking the goal to the left. Tiote's marking RVP, and who's obviously trying to lose him. And they run towards the far post, and he's kind of spinning. Robin's spinning, and as he's spinning, he kind of throws a left hook, like which is an attempt at hitting Tiote, but he misses. Like he's not really looking, but he's.
Has he got previous?
Well, I was at the game actually that he got. I think the previous started Newcastle. We beat them 2-1. Vermaelen scored in the last minute. It was one of the last games of the season. The last season. He was just having a massive row with Krul. Like, remember after the final whistle, like he's basically he made a few enemies that game. I think that's where it comes from. He's just got previous with the Magpies, mainly Krul, but obviously there's a couple of other players that he doesn't like. But I think it was a shame because I don't think he's that kind of guy.
Fair enough. So
dirty Van Persie.
I think
Dirty Van Persie.
So that is the end of the.
Is that the roundup?
That's the BPL roundup.
It doesn't sound right, mate. That's the EPL roundup.
Yeah, we'll go for the EPL. We like the EPL, don't we? So just a few other comments. We won't go into it in depth, but it was the El Clasico last night, 2-2.
Yeah.
2 goals from Messi, 2 goals from Ronaldo.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. But there was no song on Modric.
Huh.
Two mugs.
That's
Two
like,
mugs. They've jumped
yeah.
and they can't even get in the team.
Yeah, that's like saying that Michael Owen was injured. It's kind of up there with that kind of.
See, the thing about Modric, he's gone to old Real Madrid, and then about a week later, they signed Essien on a loan.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, mate.
So,
The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
time will tell.
You know.
Time will tell.
So yeah,
Mourinho will probably leave.
Who?
Mourinho will probably leave Madrid anyway, and he'll be
That's
hanging
it,
out to
you
dry.
know. It's like even Fabregas is moaning that he can't get into the Barcelona team.
Okay.
You know, he only gets like an hour. So anyway, that's it, man. We're gonna have to wrap this up. 'cause
Yeah.
it's
So next week there's no Premiership games.
No,
it's the international break.
we'll do one fortnight today. Then.
So we've got England are playing San Marino next weekend.
Yeah,
so
you're going to that, aren't you?
I'm going to it. It's just going to be goals, I think.
It's gonna be
Whoever
goals,
they
yeah.
play, even if they play,
Taking
they'll
Ted.
probably play Joe Hart up front.
Taking Ted.
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Play Joe Hart up front, he'll probably still get a trick. But
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be a bit of an exhibition.
But,
About it, but yeah. So yeah, that's the end of the pod, mate. We're gonna have to wrap this up because it's an hour and 13 minutes. So yeah, we basically talk about football by post quickly. Let everyone know what that is.
Yeah, if we've got a blog, it's just basically letters that I've written to football players, football managers, chairman, and it's basically it's www.footballbyletters.wordpress.com. Just check it out, have a read. There's a couple of replies. Some of them are pretty pony, apart from the one from my pal Steve Keane.
Yeah.
Got a signed postcard.
Signed letter from Steve Keane.
But yeah, it's just a mixture of basically me moaning and some ideas.
It's comedy letters, isn't it? Like, you're not.
It's some serious, some not so serious.
He wrote to Bristol about them having a lap of honour or using that to avoid a pitch invasion.
That's right.
Something like that. Yeah. So he's.
But they were
He moans
escaping.
about
They were escaping relegation. Like you can thank the fans, but a lap of honour, it's like. I just thought it was ridiculous. To be honest,
So-
like, what have you got to be proud of? Like, you've escaped relegation, but really.
So you thought you'd write a letter to vent your anger? Yeah.
Just terminology in it.
Yeah.
The fact is, they knew it was going to be a pitch invasion. So, if you know what I mean, like, a lap of honour isn't really going to discourage people that want to get on a pitch and go, "Hey!" That's all they wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's like end of season, run about and just get on a pitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got on a pitch.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
so there's
that's-
a few other bits and bobs. So just get on that site. We'll probably talk about it more in depth.
Yeah, so that's football
Next
by
time.
letters. We're on Twitter as well now. The podcast, it's at North London Talk.
Yeah.
That's our tag name, but we're called the Cock N Arse Podcast.
Yeah. I've also got a personal Twitter, which is at T-Cozy, which is at TEEKOSEY.
Yeah.
If you want to get on that.
I'm going to be doing the Twitter page mainly,
Yeah.
but if you want to speak to Lee, he's at tcozy. And we also have an email, which is northlondontalk@gmail.com.
Yeah, so if you've got anything you want to
Yeah.
send to us, anything or any comments,
Any
just do it. And then
any
we'll-
comments, any ideas, anything you want us to talk about in the next pod in 2 weeks?
any feedback, just to
Just
tell us
send-
how shit it was,
Yeah,
just
or-
anything, just let
Yeah.
us know.
Yeah, just send us an email and say, just give us some feedback or some comments or some suggestions or, anything you want us to talk about.
Yeah, we'll probably get more interactive over the weeks can go by, and we'll probably get a bit more concise once we kind
Yeah,
of...
this is just the first one. It's quite long.
Yeah, because I think, as you can probably appreciate, there's no engineer on board
Yeah,
on
it's
this
just
project.
us, man, in a car.
British, you might be a bit disappointed to have got this far and
There's
realise
no
that there's
interviews. We're not.
this-
We're not like iFilm London.
Yeah, we're not associated with any production company, any TV show, any website, any forum. It's just us
It's just two guys in a car
chatting shit,
talking shite.
talking Cock N Arse. Right, so I think
Anyway,
that's it. So
Wrap
good
it up.
night.
Yeah, that's good night, man.